Alright, what's up guys? So I accidentally started a whole new series on here instead of finishing the initial roommates series and finishing that off. So oopsie. So this is the final part. What I'm going to do is tell 3 to 5 paranormal experiences and then give you guys a little sneak peek into what the next series will be about. So I guess I can tell you guys that now. So next week we'll start the 3-part season finale of this season, season 3 of Paranormal Adventures. And then obviously there will be, since there was 10 episodes, there will be 3 weeks of recaps, a 4th week, which would be what to expect for season 4, and then the week after that will be season 4, episode 1. So there'll be 5 weeks, a 5-week break between seasons. So what I would like to do is I started this on my notes on my iPhone, because I have notes on my iPod, 4th generation. Yes, I still use that for notes for Dr. Tim and kind of like what I want to do for that, and some of the, basically just all medical shows and all that stuff, or seasons and stuff like that. Then I'm going to do that. On my Amazon tablet, I use that for all the new series, and then on my iPhone I basically take all those series and put in what I'd like into it, and then I write all the scripts out, because I have a total of 11 new shows coming out. Yes, 11. And basically the Horrifying Nights universe is just going to be that, Horrifying Nights universe. So on here, this is the main one. This is Horrifying Nights 1. But then, like Shadow, One Lucky Day, The Dead Picture, Lead Me to Believe, all those series are on the Horrifying Nights 2. And then what I would like to call the second biggest channel, which would be the Man of the Mansman channel, will become Horrifying Nights 3. And that will have the new shows, like Devilman and all that stuff. And then the Horrifying Nights 4 will have, Dr. Tim, which is what the channel is called right now. And then the Night Shift, which will be a show about a father-son morticians that find this body. And they initially think that it's from the active killers in Horrifying Nights, because of course you would. But it turns out to be none of them. And so they have to investigate this themselves, because everybody else is focusing on what the hell is going to happen between the characters and the killers. Everybody's focusing on that in the town. I mean, this is a town that once had 10 million people, and now Horrifying Nights has barely over 1 million. Barely. I mean, it's 2033 in my universe. It'll be 2034 once Horrifying Nights Season 2 starts. And so that means in 20 years, so in 17 years, you go from a town from 10 million to just over 1 million. So what's going to happen in the next 17 years? And I did do that on purpose, that there was 17 episodes to recap how many years it's taken just to get to 1 million people, because people just got too scared. And now Resurfaced Cult is coming back, in the new show that I plan on talking about and will appear in Graduation Nightmare, and all that stuff. But to start this, so this is the final part, 3 to 5 experiences. So last episode I talked about I discussed basically a lot of experiences that happened to Brownie, which is their dog. That kind of looks like my dog Scooby, but has a full head of hair and doesn't look like fleas destroyed him, because my dog Scooby, which I dearly love, he's helped me through the worst times in my life, and I just feel so bad because every single time I look at him, he's lost a lot of hair because he has hypersensitivity to fleas. It's basically a super allergy towards fleas. If just one flea, a vet told me this, that just one flea touches him, let's just say on his paw, he will go after that paw until there's not only no hair, but basically it looks like it's torn apart. Basically, like, he will not stop until you tell him to. And so he said that at first, the vet told me that there is basically nothing, because he says that if the medicine I'm giving you is not working, which it is helping, but he says it's not going to help completely. He says then the only thing that you can do is, one, give him a bath once a week, and then get him a cone, but a cone that is big enough so that he cannot get to those spots until you take the cone off, which the cone is on him at all times. I take the cone off him 3 times a day, and I feed him. I feed him, and he's going to be he's 7 years old now, and I give him a bath once a week. He says as long as he's going out to the bathroom the same amount of times that he used to, which is around 5 times a day, 3 to 5 times a day. He eats on a consistent basis. If he's not, then I feed him myself. And I make sure that anytime I see him go eat the food, I help him eat it, because sometimes he can't reach it, so I will help him eat it. And then he can. I gave him a bowl that he can easily drink out of. I consistently clean the bowls. My other dog, he'll be 14 this year. We got him in 2005. We got him around, I want to say 7-8 months before Grandma died, and that dog helped out Grandpa so much. He says without him I would have died a lot sooner than when he did. But Asta will be 14 this year. He was, I want to say 8 months old when Grandma died, because we got him when he was a little puppy in late 2005. It was late 2005. I think it was December of 2005. And he died. Grandma died in November, and he was already, because he turned 13 last year, so he'll be 14 this year. And then we have a little Pomeranian, which is she will be 6 years old, 5 or 6. I think 6. But yeah, then we have Brownie, which is I don't have her, but my significant other, she does. And Brownie's the oldest pet that she has. She is, when we started dating, she was already 2 years old. We've been together for almost 6.5 years, so yeah, so she will be either 8 or 9 this year. And then you have Gizmo, which is a little puppy. She'll be 1 year old. And then there's Lucas, which is their cat. There's Cookie, which is another cat that lives at home, not at the home that she is, because cats aren't allowed, only dogs are, which doesn't make sense. Usually it would be the other way around. If there's no dogs, you're allowed a cat. I don't know why that is, but yeah. Don't know why I just started a pet video, but okay. I love talking about pets. But so I'll just tell you 3 paranormal experiences. So one of the paranormal experiences that was the first paranormal experience that they ever told me, that we ever talked about. Basically, once a week we talk about paranormal experiences or creepy stories that they've read online or that have happened to them, or watched something that's scary. Every week, different times, but every single week we do that. And this is the first one that they told me. So one night, this was after they moved in, and they got this weird smell. And this also happened to at Matt and Mike's house once they moved in, and they moved some stuff around. So they did that, and they didn't hear anything, but they smelled this cologne. And they asked the landlord, and he said, "Wait, what did it smell like?" And when he said that, they explained, and he's like, "Oh, that's weird, because that's what the previous person that lived here, when he died, the number one thing that he would wear is exactly what you described." So that's kind of weird. Another experience was in Carly and Marie's room. One night, they were both sleeping, and they heard this weird sound, kind of like scraping. Well, it was happening around 5 times, and the first 3 or 4 times they thought that it was just the dog, but when they realized that the dog wasn't even in the room, they got really scared. So they checked everywhere. Still can't explain it. Another experience was, and this is the last one, I will talk about, is they were all sitting together, because they have this kind of like a wraparound couch, and they all pitched in some money to get this huge couch, and they got it for a good price. And this is around the first month that they moved in, first 2 weeks that they moved in, they got this. They put it together, and not even the first hour that it was all hooked up, some of the things were moved, some of the pillows that were on there were moved. And it happened like, in that first month that they had it, probably happened around 10 times. Just say, "Hey, I don't like this, so I'm going to move this one, and I'm going to move this one." So yeah. So that is it. So make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.